In this video, we're going to go over the quarterly wrap up, right? That just means that January, February, March is done and complete. The budget, the income, the savings, the debt, all of that. So, like I said, in this video, we're going to go over all of it. We're going to see how much my husband and I saved, how much we brought in, how much went out to debt, how much went to investments, all the things. Usually, I'm writing this on like just regular pieces of paper, but I decided to create a quarterly review planner. You see that air quote? Because I don't know. It's like 5 pages, right? So we have a quarterly review to talk about everything: income, invest, savings, and debt. And then we have the income sheet where you would have to print it off different times, but you can do January through March, which is what we're going to talk about today. You can do April through June, July through September. You get the vibes, right? Every quarter. Talking about the different incomes. Actually, January, February, March. This would be for January, February, March, would be for one quarter, which is what we're going to talk about. Then we have an invest sheet, just talking about what we invested in, the different accounts, and at the end, what the account type was and how much money is in each one. And then we have the savings, where again, it's by quarter. So month 1, month 2, month 3, just talking about when you made a payment or around the time, what amount and what account, right? Amount and account, say that 7 times. And what your goals are for each of those. And then on the back here, we have debt. This is same thing, 3 different times for the 3 months in the quarter. And we're going to go account and amount, before debt, and then after debt. So basically debt before you paid the bill and after you paid the bill. I would love to be specific and articulate with all these accounts. I don't even know if I have all of this information specifically with the debt. I would have to do better for the second quarter, but this quarter, I'm getting the ball rolling. We're starting. If you're interested in this quarterly planner, you can go and check it out on paperbymo.com. It should be linked below here on YouTube, but worst case scenario, paperbymo.com, just put in search and quarter or quarterly, this will pop up. So if you're new here and you haven't subscribed, but if you're just always dabbling into the channel and you still haven't subscribed, make sure you click that subscribe button. I still have goals. I'm not going to lie. I still have goals, but you know what? We're going with the flow. So just join the channel, join the community, and stay tuned. Okie dokie. So I'm excited about this. First and foremost, if you don't know, I am a pilot girl. I think in the last video for the April 1st paycheck budget, I was telling you guys how I've been struggling with my pilot pens because I've been getting out of ink, and I write a lot. If you say anything to me, you say, "Hey Mo, I like your nails. Tell me, that I like that color. Let me tell you the color I use." I'll say, "Okay, hold on. Let me get my pen and my paper and I'll write it out." I'm that girl. And you're thinking you could just put it in your phone. I could. Sometimes I do, but it's rare. I am a paper pen type of girl. I don't know. Anyways, I like the pilot pens. If you're interested in the pilot pens, go to my Amazon storefront. Check them out. I do think my issue with pilot is they're so expensive. That's my issue, okay? So when all of these pens go out of ink, my last pen did go out. I did throw it away, but I think I bought this in like a 5 or 6 pack. I say all this to say, when they're out of ink, I don't know if I can do it anymore. So, I don't know. So I started my job. I'm just chit-chatting with you, but I promise you it's about pens. I started my job while I'm here in Maryland. For a long while, it was a problem. It was a little problematic. Just my start date. I was kind of like taking a lot of vacation, whatever. And I needed pens for my desk and office, whatever, all these things. And I'm like, you know what? Love a pilot pen, not buying them. I decided to go to the Dollar Tree and buy a pack of pens. And do they work? Yes, they do. Do they write as nice? No, they do not. But do they get the job done? Yes, they do. Love that for us. I'm not going to start officially yapping because I do have a certified yapper video that will be the next video from this one. So this is Sunday's video. So Thursday video, we're going to be yapping. I'm just going to be honest. So I'm going to give you all the updates about the job, about money, everything. But I'm not going to do it in this video because I have to like schedule her out, you know? We got to schedule out these yap sessions. But anyways, in this video, you're going to see my lavender vanilla candle. Love her. Smells amazing. Freaking expensive. I think it's like $16. Not a fan of the price unless they're on sale. But I just wanted to talk about that. I'm not gonna go too far or whatever. Okay, let's get into January. Now, like I said, this is like quarterly review, right? So we're gonna write out goals and we're gonna do accomplishments. So I really didn't write out per se goals for this first. Let's move this to the side for a hot second. Ooh, what is that? Oh, that's ink. What are we going through? I don't know. Look at my hands, guys. Ugh. Okay, so now that I have that all cleaned up, what I was gonna say was because the quarterly review is talking about your goals, accomplishments, and it's going over everything, right? The goal that I had for the first quarter was simply to get through my actual goals, right? My 2025 bingo, taking past exam, move to a new city, and this has been accomplished, you guys. So freaking excited. So excited to share. That's going to be accomplished and share with you all in the yap session. It is. It's been a woozy and a doozy. So that's what I'm gonna put here. If you don't know, I do write to the side. I can't help it, y'all. Q1. I tried to get all the marker or ink off me, and it's this pen. It is the pen. It gotta be the pen. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Oh yeah, it's the pen. We can't write with you, friend. We can't write with you. Okay, so this was the pen that's acting crazy. I'm putting it to the side. And what's crazy is that I got that from my husband's nightstand. So I was like, oh, he has one of my pens. Great. This is great. Ink full. Now I see why he wasn't using it. So this one was already on the desk. Can you not act a fool, please? I appreciate it. Please. And you cost too much to be acting like this. Okay, so Q1 is right here, and I want to put 2025 bingo. I'm still looking at my hands like, am I scarred? Maybe. So the goal here is 2025 Q1 bingo done. And we're going to check her off, but not right now. Not right now. Not right now. And then I guess that would be over here for accomplishments as well. But Q2, we're going to create goals for Q2. Just so, you know, we know where we're going. So this right here is going to be put not to the side, but to the back, just because I write hard and I need it anyway. But we're going to go ahead and do this income. So we're going to say, we're talking about January, February, March. So we're going to underline her and we're going to get into it. This is nothing to it but to do it now that the pen, I don't know, getting its life together. Okay. And this is why closing out a budget is so important, at least to us, because you get it. Oh, okay. Let's put you in here. Oh, also, if you're interested, I do have blogs that I post every Sunday. So with that being said, this Sunday, it's the budgeting techniques, zero-based budget versus the 50-30-20 budget. And it's just talking about my take on it, and some pros and cons and some tips. Again, this is on paperbymo.com. So if you guys are interested, make sure you check that out. And also, if you don't know, I'm just really bad with binding this. Also, if you don't know, I do have a weekly email list that comes out every Monday, just updating you guys on everything that I've done and that I'm doing, right? So whether it's the YouTube channel, whether it's a new product like this, a sale. I did have a sale on this quarterly planner. You know, I had it and then it expired, right? It closed on on Friday. I said in February. That's ridiculous. So yeah, but you can still go to paperbymo.com and check it out if you're interested. Now, let's talk about the income. So we're talking about January through March. And this month here is going to be January. Ooh, you guys know I cannot spell, but I think we're close. What's the point of putting a date? I'm not going to put a date. I'm just going to do it through the whole month. So we have, can you guys see this also? 3 basically, my husband's, mine, and YouTube. Okay, my husband's, mine, and YouTube. So we'll say Mo full-time, or yeah, we'll say Mo full-time, because it says source, category, and amount. I don't know what I meant by category. I mean, I guess like YouTube category, maybe side hustle, maybe full-time, but I'm putting full-time up here anyway, so there's that. And so full-time, my husband was laid off and he had his severance pay, so he was still getting that severance when it came to January. And then YouTube, which you all are watching, and I really appreciate that. The goal, usually any type of YouTube money or side hustle money, goes to student loans. I have been up and down with it, but your girl did put a lot. I see it down there already. I see it. So, okay, so category would just be side hustle, and this would be full-time. So maybe I shouldn't put full-time right there on the source. Full-time, and then the amount. Okay, so for me, this is the actual. So for what I think January we got paid 3 times. That was a thing, right? So there's 1, 2, yep, and 3. Okay. Because I'm like, why is it so much money? Okay, so that's $7,904.40. Love that for us, and grateful. $7,904.40. Okay, and then my husband's full-time, he brought in $4,469.83. And then the side hustle, which was YouTube, for the month, we only get paid monthly. And you get paid monthly, but you have to bring in a certain amount of money, so at least $100. And you got to bring it in, like, I think before the 10th or the 15th of that month to actually get paid out that month. So it's really for the month prior. I hope that makes sense. Okay. $7,940.40. I'm sorry, $7,904.40 for my full-time, $4,469.83 for my husband's full-time, which was his severance, and then YouTube $109.09. So right here it says it's $12,483. But we're just gonna, do a little math, because the math doesn't hurt anybody. 7,940. 40. It might hurt people, but it doesn't hurt you with a calculator. Okay. So that's $7,904.40. Then we're gonna plus $4,469.83, and then we're gonna add 109.09. It in fact was $12,483.32. See, we weren't lying. We were not lying. So that's what we're gonna put down here in the total. $12,483.32. Okay, I have no note for this for January. I mean, except the fact that, yay, we brought in, YouTube or side hustle money. So now we're going to move along to February for the income. We got to go back to January because we're not done. But just to get all the incomes posted, we're going to do her. Okay, so let's see. When we talk about source, I'm gonna put Mo, that's M, and then I'm gonna say category is full-time, and then I'm gonna put O, and category is, I think it was what is it called that you get paid? Unemployment. So he had unemployment and he had a little side hustle. And so in Louisiana, you can only make $200 a week. If you make $100, if you get approved for the unemployment, they'll give you $100. And it was quite a bit of time. He wasn't even getting approved. So we don't even have to talk about that. Okay. And then so YouTube, which is side hustle. Okay. So my full time was $5,328.18. Again, can you guys see this? Okay. And then my husband's unemployment or / side hustle, really, $500. And then YouTube side hustle, it was $112.77. So I'm gonna believe it, but I still don't want to do math. I don't know. It's just who I am. So we went from 12,000 to 5,900. I can already tell because even if it's just 5, 6, 7, 8, that's 8, 9. Yeah, we're gonna roll with it. You're like, why aren't you calculating it? I don't know. Call me lazy. Okay, so $5,940.95. When it comes to February, oh, let's put February up here. I want to smudge it. Okay, let's hope I spell it right. February. Boom. Month of love. Ooh, look at me. Consistent. Come on, girl. Okay, so now we're into March income. And March was a doozy. It was stressful. I'm grateful. This was we moved here. We moved to Maryland the top of March. So that was stressful. Moving in itself is dramatic. I hope they might have a study on it. They need to. I'm just saying. Okay, so this right here is full-time for me and full-time for my husband. So he got a side hustle, not a side hustle. He got a temporary interim job. That man hates that job, y'all. But I appreciate that even more from him. I'm just like, I'm so grateful that you hate it, but you're willing to do. I mean, most of us hate our jobs. I'm just saying. I know people are gonna be like, no, girl, I don't hate my job, and I love that for you. And I'm not saying I hate my job. I hated my job in New Orleans. However, I can't say I don't hate the job I have now. I don't know. I have been here like 2 seconds. But you know what? Let me take it back. I didn't hate the job, y'all. I hated the management. They say people don't quit your jobs, you quit the manager. So maybe that's it. So we got $5,395.45. That came from me. And then why did I add this, but I didn't add that? You know, does it make sense? No. $1,068.45. Okay, $6,463.90. Okay. So we made $1,000 more. Grateful for that. No, it's not even $1,000 more because it was 5,900. More of the story is we made more than we made in February. Still less than what we made in January, but remember January was 3 paychecks. So, you know, no side hustle from YouTube. I didn't reach the $100 max. Okay, so this is $6,463.90. Okay, so here's the income. So for January, February, March, our income combined, we had $6,463.90. Then we're gonna add $5,940.95 because that's February, and then we're gonna add $12,483, right? For $12,483.32. Wow. Okay, so we brought in a total of $24,888. A lot of eights. And 17 cents. Can you guys see that? I hope so. Okay. Do we want to write this in black or pink? Y'all know how I get down. Okay, so total out here. And then when it comes to the next quarter, I will have to print out another one for April, May, and June. Okay, so let's just put her down here. What we brought in was $24,888.17. Come on now. So on average, so divided by 3, that's about $8,000 a month if we average it out. Obviously, January was top heavy, so it was pretty good, pretty great. Love that for us. I'm so excited and grateful. Thank you guys for watching. And I'm grateful, excited for my job, you guys. Gotta be for that. Okay, so let's do investments next. All right. And I'm still gonna underline it. January, February, March. January, February, March. Yeah, okay. All right. And let's go back to the point. Ooh, let's not hit the candle. Mo, if you don't know. Okay. So we're in January. Now we're trying to invest. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this because I feel like I don't really pay too much attention. I think the only 2 accounts we really pay attention to here is our IRAs. I could put our 401ks, but my husband hasn't been contributing to his 401ks. 1, and then 2, I haven't been paying attention because moral of this story is we basically just gonna look at my husband and myself's IRAs. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put down January at the top of here just so we know what we're talking about. January. Yes, I gotta do that every time. Okay. Here's the thing. Yeah, we'll just do it for the monthly. You know what? We could just look at monthlies at this point. Instead of doing all this going back and forth. Girl, what are we doing? Let's go. That was January's. So now we're going to do February's. Okay. And then we're going to do March. Make it way simpler. Okay. Let's put our binder, aka budget planner, to the side. Okay, to the side. All right, so now we're in January and we're gonna do my husband's IRA and then my IRA. This is investing. These are investment accounts. And so I'm trying to figure, I would not put like life and house into it. I'm gonna do life and house and savings. Some people say it is investment. It isn't, it could be, it can be, it's subjective out here, you know, it depends on what you think. So we're just gonna do IRA accounts. So account, we're gonna do O IRA, and then we're gonna do Mo IRA. So what we did for the month of January was $500 for him, and then $500 for me. 500. So totaling out in January to 1,000. Not bad. Okay. Now when we go to February, let's write her out. February. Yes, I gotta figure out how to spell them, y'all. So obviously this was the first one. I think February I was really panicking because my husband's severance had stopped. He hadn't found like an interim job that was really paying him except like $100 a week. So I was really nervous, you guys. And so because I was nervous, I was like, you know what? F investing, which I still did it. You know what I mean? Like we did it. And like my husband I'm definitely type A. He's definitely more type B. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have his own opinions and feelings about stuff. But he's more so like, I trust you, you know, if you think that that's a better move. Well, one, he wants the logic behind it. But then once you give him the logic behind it, he's like, you know what, that makes sense. I trust you. Let's just not do investing in IRAs. So that's what we did for February. And then March, I was like, let's invest. It was a lot of stuff going on in the stock market, March, April, all of the things. And he's just like, okay, that's a good idea. So buy it while it's cheaper. And I'm like, yeah, but then the market went up one day and then it went back down one day. It was just stressful. And then he asked me like, what do you want to do? Because he's like, I'm confused. And I said, oh my God, I love hearing that because I too am confused and I have no idea what to do. So yeah, I say all that to say we're confused and we're just faking it till we're making it out here because the market and what's happening is a lot. Okay, so for my husband and myself, we ended up doing $400 per person. Okay, $400 per person, and then that totaled us out to $800. So 8, 10, 2,000, right? So that was a 1,000. I was gonna say a band. That was a band, y'all. That was 1,000, and then 8 plus 2 is 1,000. So that's how we get to 2,000. And so we're gonna put $2,000 here, okay? Because that's what we did. $2,000 invested. I love that for us. You know what I should have did? I should have made a bills one, and that's okay because all I gotta do is just do some paper, y'all. Just do a little bit of paper. That's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and just because I want to document exactly how much went to bills. Okay, so again, this is for savings, and this is January, February, and March. Let's figure it out. Okay. I don't want to write it in pink. I'm gonna write it in black. So now we are back in January. Okay. So savings account. So we have life account and we have house account. And I'm willing to put sinking funds as well. Okay, so we have life. If you're like, what the heck is life? That was just us pivoting. We knew we were going to move here and start life over. And we didn't know if my husband was going to have a job, if we need supplemental help, whatever the case may be. So we saved my husband's severance checks. So that's for life. Then house, that's pretty self-explanatory. We want a house one day, and we need a down deposit. So, and then we have sinking funds. I think I just put like a dot in the middle, which was crazy. So for life for January, we ended up giving $3,542, which is a lot of money. $3,542. But remember that in January, there was 3 checks. So that makes sense. And then so in January, we gave our house $1,600. $1,600. And then we gave our sinking fund $1,111.52. $1,111.52. Okay, so let's do some math on this. So we have $3,542 plus $1,600. Can you guys see this? I hope so. Okay. And then we're going to plus 1,111. Okay, dot 52. That's going to be $6,253.52 towards savings, you guys. That makes me really excited. $6,253.52. It really makes me excited because in the very, very beginning of this journey, all I was doing was putting money towards debt. So much so that I barely had a savings account. And so even my husband, once we got, not when we got married, but we were still living together, we were dating and or engaged, we weren't putting a lot of money towards savings. So now I'm just like, it's so uncertain out here, and you never know when something's going to happen. So I appreciate and am grateful for these savings and how much money we are putting towards it. Now, sinking funds, they come in and they come out, right? Whether it's a birthday, whether it's a car, whether it's giving, whatever it's for, they usually get spent. But at the very bare minimum, we had at least saved about $5,000. Like if we don't include that $1,111, that's a good amount of money saved, and I'm grateful. Okay, second month is going to be February. Okay, so we're going to write her out, February. Trying to make this video like not forever, but I'm feeling like the longness is coming. Okay, so we had stopped putting money towards our life account because we're like, hey, we're in it. Life is lifing. Why are we putting more money towards that? So we're just going to put house and sinking funds. Okay, so for house, we gave very specific number, $1,571.45. And I'm going to update these numbers for my Yapper account or whatever my Yapper video that I'm going to be putting out. We're going to talk about all the numbers, what the house account is looking like, sinking funds account is looking like, numbers, all the things. Okay, so that's $1,571.45. Then the sinking funds ended up being $600. So let's do some math. So we got 600 plus $1,571.45. So that is $2,171.45. Yeah. So that's $2,171.45. Okay. Then the next one is going to be for the month of March. February, March. Okay. All right. So for March, what we do, we did house, we did sinking funds, and that's it. So no life. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. So we did house and we did sinking funds. And again, I don't know if we're ever going to be giving back to life. I think we're going to, and we talked about this previously. I'm going to talk about it in my Yapper video for you guys. We're probably going to roll over our life account to a house, like put that money into our house account so we can allow that to be bigger and better and greater. Okay, so house, we actually gave $1,488.12. Okay, and then sinking funds was $1,200. I'm thinking like, why was it only $1,000? Okay, you know what? My husband started working for his job like within the middle of the month of March. So he only got one paycheck for the new job, which is why we budgeted out zero. When you look at it on paper, it actually looks mean. Like, oh my gosh, girl, why'd you only budget out zero for your man? We moved to a new state. When I say he got the job offer for this job, literally within 2 days of us moving here, which we are so grateful for, and is nobody but God. But he started, so we moved here in the top of the month of March. Or was it the end of February? One of those. It was like the last day in February. But he got the offer and he didn't start until the middle of the month. And so this was 2 weeks in. So there's that. All right. So these two combined, let's do the math. $1,488.12. And we're going to plus $1,200. So that's $2,688.12. $2,688.12. I'm excited because I've noticed a trend here, regardless of how much money we're bringing in, because I think February was our least amount of money that we were bringing in. We still are putting money into our savings, and for that, God, I am grateful. So $2,688.12. Can you see that? Let me scoot you over just a little bit. And then we're going to plus $2,171.45. And then we're going to plus $6,253.52. What? Look at all those ones. I don't know. I'm definitely one of those people that are like 1111. I said that to my husband, 555, 444. So seeing that, I'm like, okay, I love that for us. So the total amount for savings for January through March is, I'm going to put it down here. Can you guys see this? Because I am definitely to the side. It's going to be $11,113.09. Okay. So this can get, into the binder. My only issue is putting holes in here because it's so close to the edge. I hate that for us. Okay. So now the last one is going to be debt for these pages, but I am going to just on my own do a piece of paper. Well, I don't have to do a piece of paper. I'm also going to go ahead and calculate how much went to our bills, like how much we actually spent towards our bills. I think that's very important as well, especially since we're trying to lower bills, not just now but always. That's always the goal, to have the least amount of bills or least amount of expenses as possible. Okay, so January to March, let's talk about that. Okay. So this is January. Boom. Now, the debts are going to be like credit cards and or student loans. And so when I put down student loans, I'm talking about outside of the normal bill, right? So the normal bill is $197 for my student loans. We're not paying my husband's student loans because his are in furlough. No, what is it called? Deferment? Something like that. Oh, the sun's going down. So I say all that to say, it's just going to be my bill, but we're not counting the bill. This is like extra payments that we're talking about here. So student loan. Ooh, girl, you was shining, okay? I was doing a dang thing. So debt, we're going to say student. I write too big. I don't know why I wrote it all out. Student loans. So the amount given was $1,451.11. And then is there a credit card on here? I put sinking funds down here because I remember I was struggling trying to figure out where to put it. So that's going to be it. That's all we did for debt here. That was $1,451.11. Okay. All right. Not mad at that. Now we're going to move along to February. February. Okay, so here we're going to see student loans and then credit card. So see, I didn't even give student loans. I'm still going to write it though. Student loans, that's going to be 0. And then we're going to put credit card. So remember, this is just extra payments outside of the bill. Okay, so the credit cards, my husband and I gave $345.12. And that is a total $345.12. To be real with you, when it comes to credit cards, we don't have like a major amount. We just have revolving doors. And sometimes we go a little crazy. I know. We got to work on it. We do. but it's not that bad, and it's not as bad as it used to be. Same thing happened with March. We gave $0 and nothing to credit cards. What we do is, so like a lot of our sinking funds, we'll just put like, we'll just swipe it on our credit card and then pay ourselves back for the sinking fund, right? So for the money saved. So my husband was like, well, aren't you lying if you say we didn't put any money towards credit cards? And I'm like, but we took it from our sinking fund account, so we're just paying our credit card back immediately before there's interest. I don't feel like that's lying, but I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. So student loans was 0. And then no credit cards here, so I don't think so. Let me see. Make sure I didn't put it anywhere. No. So that's going to be 0. So not a lot of money towards debt. Obviously I can see why, because like I said, the goal has been towards saving. So that's $1,451.11. Can you guys see that? So, and then we're going to add 345.12. That is $1796.23, because this one is 0. Let's put her in red because, you know, she's fire. Ooh, that's that ink. Do I still have it on my hands? I'm scarred. Okay, so that's $1,796.23 for the first quarter in money that went towards debt. Okay, so good numbers. Good numbers thus far. We definitely need to update here. So we have income, invest, savings, and debt. And all we do is just update the numbers, right? Put January. No, January, February, March. JK. This is Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. I am struggling here. Okay, so I'm looking at it and it shouldn't be total. It should be Q4 right here. I don't know why I put it right there. That's okay. It'll be updated on paperbymode.com by the time this video goes live. Let's be clear. We're human. Okay, so this would be Q1. So for the income, the invest, and savings and debt. And then Q2, income, invest, savings and debt. Q3, and then Q4. Okay, so I'm just gonna put Q1. I'm just gonna put the total because that's all I really care about, if I'm being honest here. Okay, let's start with income. Total income for Q1 is gonna be $24,888.17. And I'm gonna write big because that's also what I do. I just gotta be real. So I'm gonna put my dollar sign over here, okay? $24,888.17. That's income. Then we have invest. The total amount was $2,000. Okay, and then we have savings. So the total amount of savings is here. I don't know if you guys can see this. I hope so. That's going to be, dang, why did I put it all the way over here? 11,000. This is for savings, $11,113.09. And then we have debt. This one is $1,796.23. So we have $1,796.23 freaking cents. I love this for us. Okay, so I'm gonna give the goals for Q2. I think it's just gonna be to complete the 2025 Q2 bingo. But I do want to, before I do that, talk about how much bills went for each month or the whole quarter. So obviously you're like, okay, this is it, right? You could just add this number, right? That 245.63.23. The thing about it is, I feel like I have to add the variable expenses because you need food and we need gas. We don't really need fund money, but we put it in there. So it's why is that 24,000? It is $2,463.23, right? This is how much the actual expenses were. And then we're going to go ahead and do the variable of $440. So plus $440, that means $2,903.23 was for bills. And our goal is to be $3,500 or less. So we're in the goal. Love that for us. So that is March. Okay, so let's just take it backwards. February. We're going to add this one up. We got $2,597.64. And then we're going to plus 506.74. Okay. So we've been staying under the 640, and I love that for us. 506.74. That's February, March. Now let's do January. So we're going to add $2,559.25. And then when you get to the variables, oh, you know what? It's because it was a 3 paycheck. Because I'm like, why is this so high? And why is that? Because 3 paychecks. Yes. So now we're gonna plus 853.66. Okay, so it's saying that it's $9,420 and 52 cents. So when we divide that by 3, on average it's about $3,140. So times 3, so we can get back again $9,420.50 is not horrible. I'm gonna go ahead and write this off to the side. Okay, so this is us wrapping it up. I'm not mad. January, February, March. Again, by the time you guys see this video, because I'm recording it ahead of time, by the time you guys see this video, it's when you see it posted on Paper by Mo, it's gonna be blank. I really should just do Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 when you think about it, just to everybody know what's good, okay? All right, so that means also, I probably could put some holes in these, but this means that I also have to print out for the next quarter, but we got 3 months, right? So we got April, May, and June. And I always want to do better. So when it comes to accomplishments, I think that would just be, there hasn't been anything accomplished that's outside of the Q1 bingo. But I think for Q2, let's talk about bingo for her. Find place / club to volunteer at with consistently. That's a goal. Start a successful garden. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have been starting a garden. Is she successful? I don't know. But it's just like cilantro, basil, thyme, things like that. I'm trying to do it within my apartment. I will put it out on our patio when it stops getting cold. It's going cold, hot. It's confusing, okay? Winter and spring, they're fighting. And I need somebody to win. So she's getting there. And then find a group / community of friends. That's something I have been trying to do, trying to meet people, go out, be social. I'm just not that girl in real life, but she's trying. This one I really need to go ahead and start working on, but she's being worked on. Haven't done this one yet. So I'm excited to see what's in store. So it's going to be, the goal is the 2025 Q2 bingo. 2025 Q2 bingo done. And then I'm going to also put a goal down of YouTube income monthly. Okay. YouTube income monthly. And then also YouTube subscribers. I'm going to put an arrow. It means up. But I do know for Q4, the subscriber goal is 50,000 YouTube subscribers. So I'm just going to shoot my shot and I'm going to say 10,000. Okay. Because I'm ambitious. Oh, are you going out of ink? Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to say 10,000 YouTube subscribers. And then obviously we got to have space for Q3 and Q4, right? 2025 Q3, Q4. So then one more can get done. I'm not going to check this one on. You know what? Yes, I am. Let me not lie to you guys. Why did I put Q1 right there? I'm going to check her off because she's done. You haven't seen one of them yet, but it is in fact done. And I'm excited. This just makes me super duper excited. I love doing the quarterly reviews just so I can see where we started, my husband and I, what we need to work on. Like, we talk about this stuff to ourselves when we have our little family monthly meeting, just trying to figure out like what we need to do, what we need to prepare for, what can we do better. I think this first quarter we done really well because we were already superly overly conscious, right? My husband had got laid off and then he had the severance package and we knew we were going to move to Maryland. So it's like, we were just already overly freaking conscious. So we were trying to keep it together. I know We probably are going to see a difference in the next quarter. Us being in Maryland, it's a lot of good food. It's a lot of people. So we have gone out to eat quite a few times. We're going to have to nip this in the bud. I got to be real. So that money has been coming out of our sinking funds, though. You should be proud. So I'm excited to see what happens and to see our progress. And like I said, I like doing quarterly reviews. It gives us a good, good numbers. $24,000 is what we brought in for the first quarter, even with my job, even with my husband not having that actual full-time salary job, right? So I'm grateful, so grateful. Make sure you guys go look over your quarterly numbers. You might not want to. It is kind of a lot, but I feel like it's great motivation. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're interested in the quarterly planner, make sure you go to paperbymode.com to check it out. And I will see you in another video.